The different perspectives in our reality. Dr. Robert Cassar, eartheracademy.com. Wow, this is going to be, I guess, maybe, remember, rethinking reality. Remember, everybody here has a different perspective on what we see, what we hear, what we say, and a lot of things on what we do. So, the different perspectives of reality. Wow, let's talk about this, because that goes far and wide. So I just want you to sort of think, remember, everybody that you know has a different perspective. No one has the same perspective on everything. And that, of course, means maybe that you have a different perspective on religion, maybe a different perspective on the way, well, the way you eat, a different perspective in maybe on what you do as a lifestyle. Remember, a different perspective in all different things. Let's say you're 7 years old or 6 years old. Your perspective, of course, is different than when you're 14 years old. Of course, changing again when you're 21 years old. So the perspective of a 7-year-old child, remember, believes in Santa Claus, believes in the Easter Bunny, believes in the Tooth Fairy. So if that's the case, well, their mind is shattered when they find out this story is not true. In fact, they feel sort of dumb that they did what? Believed. They believed. And what did they believe in? They believed in the story. And what's wrong with the story? Nothing. It's a good story. Remember, we are told a lot of stories as we go through our different sectors of conditioning. And that's what I see, of course, as everything is. It's a condition that we are suffering in right now, the human condition, as you can see. It believes a lot of things. It believes in politics. Remember, you got to be either a Democrat or a Republican, or you got to, well, sort of believe in all the things that you hear about maybe the situations that a lot of authorities are getting you into that you didn't even know. Anyways, again, perceptions. Who do you believe? Remember, how much critical thinking do you have? That's the best question. How much critical thinking do you have? So, critical thinking, of course, is not something that we're taught. We are taught formatted thinking, mimicking of what we are told that is supposedly the truth. Even though mostly everything that we know, our perceptions of reality, can be skewed as we think about them. Remember, is it science that you're learning? Is it science? Or is it scientism that you're learning? Is it religion that you are practicing? Or is it a story that you are following? Possibly to the death and or someone else's. Is it a perception that you know that there's good and evil? Okay, well, of course we know. We know that there's a lot of things that are good, and there's a lot of things that are, well, bloody well evil. Okay, bloody hell, evil. So let's go ahead and talk about some perceptions. We all know that as we grow, our perceptions are different. That's right. As anything grows, its perceptions are different. So, what is your perception? Remember, I'm not telling you anything, I just want you to think. What is your perception on, well, let's say a few things. On religion. Which one is right? Which one is wrong? Which story is better than the other? Okay? It's a question you asked yourself. Now, which of the politics layers do you like? Okay? Conservative? Okay? Liberal? Democrat? Republican? You don't believe in anything? Okay? Do you perceive the stories that are being told to you as being true? Or do you investigate all of the stories that are told to different people and different, well, as you can say, races from different areas? A different story. So remember, our perceptions are what we have seen, what we believe, B-E-L-I-E. I'm not saying everything's a lie. Well, at least not in this video. But I can tell you this, the things that are true are, of course, only perceived by you. What is true? What is real? Okay, so let's go ahead and actually go by our senses on this one here. And there's a lot of a lot of good movement on the YouTube platforms and other platforms on a lot of different, well, questions that people are investigating. Remember, revisionists are people that actually look into history, not her story, and they look into what has been told to us and what actually, well, is really going on in a deeper layer. What does that matter? Well, anyways, it's time to wake up. It's time to wake up from the last constellation. The last constellation was the constellation of Pisces, right? Isn't it so, might? Okay. 2012 years, and remember, something had the power to press the button, 0000. Let the games begin. The games of duality. The games of obtusity, okay? And backwards. Isn't it so? The game of duality was the game of Pisces. And what is the new game now? Well, we're in transition. It's supposed to be all secrets to be revealed at this time. Okay, here comes my plumber. All secrets to be revealed at this time. So what do you want to do? Well, let's see other people's perceptions and see what they're talking about instead of watching Three's Company and maybe, I don't know, The Simpsons is sort of funny once in a while just to see the, I don't know, cartoons in real life. Now, let's go ahead and talk about your perceptions of the construct. And what is that? Where we live. I'm in Hawaii right now, right? And what does that mean? Okay, what does that mean? I want you to sort of use your critical thinking right now. I want you to pull out the sphere that we live on, the globe. And remember, I just want you to think. I'm not saying one thing or another. I want you to think. Use your critical thinking, because we're going to do this a little bit through this video. Now, if I'm in Hawaii, look on that globe, where am I? I'm in the middle, on the side of that ball, right? Ball's round like this. Where am I? I'm right on the side. I'm in Hawaii. Let's say I was in Canada. Let's say I was in Australia, the land down under. Now, remember, this is a very smart system here. And all I want you to do is use your critical thinking. So right now I'm walking sideways on my front lawn. I'm walking sideways. My plumber behind me right now, he's going to walk sideways over to my cesspool to treat it, okay, to help it out. So I want you to think about this, what we're talking about. Remember, study the construct. Study it well. There's a lot of videos on this idea. Remember, you have to go ahead and actually see how much circumstantial evidence is in everything. Just like when you go to court. Remember, what do? You weigh and measure. Remember, you've been weighed, you've been measured, and you've been found guilty or not guilty. You're let off. Here's your ticket out of jail, ticket out of going to jail. So the game is real simple. What does that mean? Okay, look, your perception. I'm walking right now. Check it out. I'm walking on the ground. And as I'm walking on the ground, I am walking sideways. At least what the construct says I'm doing, the construct. They tell us these things. And when they tell us these things, of course, that means I have to question my reality. My sensors, okay, are one thing, but my senses have been, well, they've been told. My sensors say it is not so. So let's talk about this, okay? My senses are what I've been told, what I not can feel. Remember, these are my told senses, like I'm hungry, really, and maybe you were thirsty. Maybe that sense isn't working either. Maybe there's some nonsense in your mind, maybe in your physiological self. So let's talk about this. So if I am walking sideways right now, what is causing the things that are, I don't know, look at the telephones behind me, telephone poles. Are those things sideways? The flag behind me, is that going sideways? Let's see, let me put it right there. Is that going sideways? Okay, is my volleyball court right here, is it sitting sideways? Or that ship, if you can't see it way out there, it's a small boat, but is that going sideways or uphill? My waterfalls, are they going sideways? And that butterfly that just went by, is it flying sideways? Just something to think about. Okay, and what mysterious force they say, what theory do they have for this mysterious, really cool thing? Because if it's a styrofoam cup, remember, it's not that it's magnetic, it's not that it's a magnet, that it's pulling itself to another magnet source. It's not any of that type of idea. So I'm sideways, all the water sideways behind me. Remember, I just want you to use your critical thinking. I'm not saying anything, I just want you to use your mind. Does this make sense to your mind? It makes sense to your senses that you've been told, is because you've seen lots of pictures, lots of CGI, you've seen lots of things that, of course, you must see it on a television or television. You must go ahead and actually see this truth, as Nixon said. Everybody needs to see it on television to be able to believe it. Okay, once you see it on television, well, then guess what? You believe. Why? It's because the almighty black screen said it was so. Okay, so let's get into this a little deeper again. Remember, there's lots of information for you to look up again, and it should be fun for you to research things. Research them. Remember, there's thousands of videos on this sort of, I guess, trending topic. Do we live on a round spinning ball flying at 66 or 660,000 miles an hour around the sun? 666,000 miles? Okay. Of course, the symbolism of 666. Now, I'm supposed to be standing on this earth right now, and of course, remember, I can see behind me, I can see 150 miles back there. Yes, I can. But now, what, remember, okay, is, this is sort of like, again, gravity theory is the theory that they say is the reason why everything could be stuck sideways. Okay, everything could be stuck sideways. And I just want you to know, it's just a theory. Look it up. Gravity theory, not gravity fact. Remember, theory of relativity, not theory of relativity fact. The theory of pretty much everything. Okay, the theory of maybe what a dinosaur looks like, or even was there any dinosaurs to start with? What, you found a tooth, and boy, you could make the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Put some reptilian scales on them. Good story though, isn't it? Pretty ferocious too. A lot of good stories about Jurassic Park. Again, I'm just telling you things that basically people are talking about. You make up your own decisions. I'm not going to tell you what I believe, is because, remember, it's up to you. For you to be able to see some of these things that realistically, well, you may not want to look at, because maybe you might feel like that little child, 7 years old now, who doesn't believe, there goes the butterfly again going sideways, doesn't believe in the Easter Bunny, doesn't believe in Santa Claus anymore, doesn't believe in that tooth fairy getting that $2 underneath your pillow. Okay, and the cookies and milk that gets eaten by the man in the red and white suit, and the red and white gifts that are underneath that tree. Wow, similar to, I don't know, the gifts of a mushroom called the Amanita muscara, the red and white mushroom that grows underneath that type of tree, the conifer, and it grows on the roots at certain times of the year. And well, maybe the reindeers eat these things, and that's why they can fly. Anyways, there's lots of good stories and lots of good truths. There's lots of good secrets, and there's one hell of a lot of deceptions. Yes, there is. So if that's the case, well, then it should be fun for you to be able to know that, remember, the next constellation, we're going through 25 years of the void. 2012, the Mayans said what? It's the end of the age. It's not the end of the world, it's the end of this age. It's the end of this disease. okay, that we've become. It's the end of this technological world, okay, that of course has done a lot of destruction in its own way. You're going to get a new technological world, don't worry. Okay, so now, you know, if we went to, I want you to see this, if we went to Australia, okay, let's do this here. I got my plumbers are looking at me, looking weird here now. You're going, what are you doing, man? Okay, look, let's set this up. So if I was in Australia, right, wouldn't I be right now upside down? Okay, isn't it so? Or at least 3/4, okay? Just want you to use your sensors. Now, is it possible, okay, that when you are in Hawaii, that I'm sideways now, and if I do a headstand right now, this it's pigeons flying by right now, and it's flying sideways through the wind, going sideways. Like I said, those telephone poles behind me, all the palm trees are totally sideways. And the mysterious force that is such a magical force is this unproven theory called gravity. And of course, if nothing fits into the boxes that, of course, the heavy-duty mathematics, then, well, we have the theory of relativity. It's relative. To what? To your perception. Okay, so now let's say I'm going to go ahead. Let me set this down just a tad. Yeah, right there. Okay, so I'm going to do, wow, a headstand right now. Let's see. I can't see where I'm at. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to do a headstand right now. I got a bunch of grass here. And let's say, okay, I was in Australia. And if I'm in Australia, here, I'll just close my eyes now because, well, I want to have super balance. Okay? I have better balance with my eyes closed than I do when they're open. Anyways, okay, so I'm upside down right now, right? Wow. Do I feel like I'm sideways even though I'm just balancing myself up here? Remember, this is more of what you'd call true balance. I got my eyes closed. All I'm doing is feeling. And I've done lots of videos on this. Balancing the brain hemispheres. Okay? Balance them. Play some music. Learn another language. Okay? Now, if I was sideways right now, boy, am I magical. How about when you fly into Australia? What do you want to do? You want to pick up, okay, everybody on the plane and tell them all to clap at the same time, because this bad-arse mofo went ahead and just flew the plane upside down, but not only that, he landed it. Whoa. Okay. Anyways, and let's see if we can do a little bit of a scorpion. Lift off the ground. Oh yeah. Oh, it feels good. I haven't been able to do this for about a year. Back's been messed up. Okay. And why am I doing this stupidity? Okay? Why am I doing this? It's because I want to show you, okay, that critical thinking would tell your sensors to actually step up to the plate. Do you believe the Democrats are better than the Republicans? Which perception do you have? You know, our perception on life and death is pretty cool too. Think about it. Who do you think would be the #1 killer in the United States? What would you think what it would be? Is it cancer, sickness, just in general? Is it, I don't know, street crimes, alcoholism? The doctors do about 250,000 people a year. All the pharmaceuticals, just all of the accidents that happen. What do you think? What do you think is the most Remember, this is your perception, our perception of the United States. Well, without beating around the bush, you can look it up yourself. There were 41 million, okay? Not 41,000, 41 million. It's supposed to be only 300 million people in the United States, and nobody knows that either. But 41 million deaths, okay? Call it murder, call it whatever you want. Extinguish of human potential, 41 million. Have you guessed yet? Children, okay? Embryos, nope, these are abortions. So what is our perception of life and death? Do we value life, or do we just, I don't know, value death? Think about it. Okay, so, you know, life is pretty weird at this time. Okay, remember, what do you believe is better? Believe. Is it the Democratic side? Okay, or is it the Republican side? Okay, who do you believe? The Protestants, the Jews, the Christians, okay? All the different religions. There's 100 of them, okay? New Age religion. Now, which one do you believe in? Do you believe in nothing? Are you an atheist? Do you believe in aliens? So, if this construct, which is the number one thing, remember, all secrets to be revealed at this time. I'm just unfolding this video just a little at a time. It's real simple. Remember, the first constellation was the constellation of what? Pisces. Constellation of Pisces, we'll just go over this quick. 2012 years. Wow. 2012 years. Remember, who had the power to press the button, let the games begin? 2019 years ago. The end of the age, as a lot of different places say, is 2012, 2013. So let's add 25 years for the transformation into the new game. Maybe at that point they'll press the button again, let the games begin. The Aquarian constellation, where everything is everything, and I am everything, and everything is me. Is that why maybe the internet of everything is coming here? Think about it. A duality consciousness transforming into a triality possibility. Triality consciousness. That would mean, remember, what is the mantra of the duality constellation? Is never tell the truth. Everything is backwards, and conquer and divide down to the last drop. And then now you've got yourself the transformation into this next age. And what is it supposed to be? Right now, the transformation. We're supposed to go ahead and do what the mantra of the Aquarian constellation says. What does it say? Remember, tick-tock, 12 holy cosmic games. Or maybe earthly games. How big is this earth? I don't know. No one knows. At least the minions don't. So the next constellation, the constellation of Aquarius, what is the mantra? Well, the transformation time is to say all secrets to be revealed at this time, which is a special time. And the first secret I would look into, remember, no one knows the truth, and I don't think anybody's ever going to know the truth. Shoot, you don't even know what the blade of grass is. So what do you think you're going to know the truth about anything? Remember, this place that we live on, this realm, is a mystery place. No one even knows what a blade of grass is. It's the mystery realm. What is the body? It's this machine. What is it? What is this thing? Okay, look, I can play some piano on my belly. Hey, it's my birthday in a couple days. March 27th, 58. Big years old. Yeah. So the constellation of Aquarius, remember, is all secrets to be revealed at this time. Okay. The water bearer, as they say, or is it the energy bearer? I would say the energy bearer. And this realm, of course, is a teaching house, or a training ground. Teaching house is a good way to say it if you'd like, but I look at it as a training ground. And the last training you got was how to see not only evil, but how to be a part of it and play the game. Why? Because you had to, or you didn't know about the unconscious things you were doing. So everybody's starting to wake up. You've got the vegetarian group. They go vegetarian for one reason. It's because they're overweight. They heard they can lose weight. They're sick. Hey, if I eat vegetables, I'm going to get better. Okay? Not taking into account your water supply, your GMOs, your RF frequencies, your mercury fillings, your fluoride in your water, and thousands of other things, okay? Why are you changing just that? But it's a good idea. The next level, you got vegetarianism, right? They're just moving usually because they're in fear, okay? And then you got the next level, you've got the vegan side of the fence, and they're more spiritually aware. They don't want to add to any cruelty in this world. Okay, cool thing. Now, just to go ahead and see, remember, their perceptions about your diet. Let's just talk about this for a sec. The perception of anybody right now is only from what you've been sold, what you've been told, and what you may want to be. And that doesn't mean it's going to be good for you. So, forget about fast food, junk food, and all those different things, processed food, refined carbohydrates. We're not talking about anything like that. We're just talking, even though that's all part of the assault, but let's talk about veganism. Okay? Veganism, okay, is what I would say a new religion, which is good. Remember, you're learning how to maybe lessen the amount of cruelty, because you're not doing it because it's good for you. You don't even know if it is good for you because it hasn't been in existence mainstream for not even 10 years. So we're all experimenting, and it's a good experiment, guys. Your spiritual mind doesn't want to have anything to do with doing any type of harm to anything. And that's not the case, of course. There's hundreds of thousands of things that are killed every year just in a crop, okay, of lettuce, in a crop of broccoli, crop of coffee. Trillions of things, from birds to snakes to the cornfields that get rototilled, okay, to all the pesticides, insecticides, and herbicides and fungicides that are sprayed on the dirt, creating a nightmare for the bacteria to grow. Remember, it's perceptions. Why do you do what you do? It's because you don't really know the depth that is behind a lot of things. Remember, we live in a world of energy exchange. What you do with that energy is another story. This is all I'm saying. So if you're vegetarian, let's say you're moving because you think it's better for you. And maybe it's time to take a break from all of the blood drinking of whatever, okay? Maybe it's time to take a break from all that fast food. Maybe it's time to take a break from all the processed and refined carbohydrates. Let's go to veganism again. They're more spiritually advanced. Spiritually, they don't want to cause any harm. So what do? Their mind is more advanced than their bodies. The body, of course, is a primal being. It craps, it makes babies, it has pleasure, it does a lot of things that it's not really, it's really shameful, okay, of the biology of a lot of people. They don't like it. They're ashamed of their genitals. They're ashamed of just anything, okay, that has to do with this primal body. Remember, if the spiritual mind has elevated itself, now it doesn't want to do any harm. And if you don't have a perfect vegan diet, if you're not taking all the supplements, okay, remember, taking supplements, you're adding to your perfect diet. You're adding to it. You're not replacing. This is the smart thing you got to learn, because there's a lot of people that are on 20 or 30 supplements a day, EPA, all omegas, all different types of things. It's because it's lacking in the foods that you're eating. And it does take time for the body to become malnourished. And once it does become malnourished, well, then you start to get injuries. Okay, no matter what kind of diet you're on. I'm not bagging on veganism. To me, veganism is a spiritual practice, and it should be done twice a year, maybe for a month. Okay, why? Is because it's good to go ahead and actually take a break from a lot of different things that you're putting inside your body. Is it sustainable? I think not. It hasn't been proven yet. Doesn't matter what blood tests say or this or that. I do a lot of retreats up here, and I see a lot of people that have catabolized muscles. They're not having enough protein in their system, or at least available protein. They're not really doing any exercise. They do a lot of yoga because their testosterone levels are way down, only because their system's not getting the creatine. You can take creatine, you can do this, you can do that. Personally, I did veganism for about 6 months. Remember, I perceived. My girlfriend said, "Hey, Robert, get off the shellfish and the things that I was eating." Okay, because I was cutting myself down anyways, because I was sick, from pig to beef to chicken to fish And I went down to things like shrimp, and then I went down to mollusks and things without a face and all different types of things that came in a shell. So then from there I took the leap and I tried veganism, which was good. You know, for me to take a break from a lot of the things. And remember, I was always eating the best that I could by my perceptions at that time. I was into bodybuilding and I had strength. And all I can tell you is that my perception at that time is because I was sick a little bit, because I got, well, heavy metal poisoning, all different types of things that were wrong with me. Intestinal problems, such and such. But anyways, I had a tumor this small in my cecal column. And what did I do? Well, I had to fix it myself. And that was probably 15 years ago or more. But anyways, from there, I lost my strength. I lost 50% of my strength basically in the gym. My strength, okay? My body started to catabolize and lose weight, even though, remember, I wasn't eating eggs at that time. And once I basically got out of the vegan stage for a supreme type of athlete, which I was pretty high-level athlete at that time, okay, and I'm doing a lot of things to promote my body to be able to, well, become the best it can be, become the most optimized, enhanced, and upgraded individual I could be physically, so I could go ahead and actually play, okay, in this physical domain, as peak performance would say. I just noticed my peak performance went down, and after about 6 months, I said, I'm not doing this anymore, and I changed just to eggs. I was going to go bloodless, and I did. I went bloodless for probably about 13 years, the big 13. Anyways, we'll go into my diet enhancements here, and gained about 10 pounds now, because I got down to 131, got malnourished. But anyways, it was a good experiment. Remember, my perception at that time was to go through what I needed to be able to have full circle knowledge. Like I said, I'll do a good video on my report of findings. But your perception, remember, this is a machine that's going to go ahead and actually listen to some of the RF frequencies in the air. Remember, is it your perception right now that you can't hear it? Well, let me show you this perception. If you haven't seen our videos on RF frequencies, look those up. And so you can hear our little experiment, that what we did as we went in from my house here and went into just Hilo to be able to listen to this thing. I'm going to turn it on. And this is a Coronet electrosmog meter. Okay, and I have a cell phone tower about 2 miles from here. And it's being shielded a lot by those big trees in the back. But you can hear that. Look, and if I shut it off, you can't hear anything. That's just one cell tower. So, again, just because your perceptions of your sensors can't pick that up doesn't mean that your cells can't pick that up. Remember, it's perception. Everything's perception. So anyways, water fasting will change the way your perceptions are, I guarantee you. We just had a group finish, 9 days, and this was a beautiful group. Everybody's perceptions is a little bit different now, is because now you have less parasite poop swimming in your body because you cut off your fuel supply for about 14 days of fasting with minerals and ferments, live food. Best thing anybody can do is to do, you know, some fasting. Learn the intermittent and fasting protocols. So anyways, your perception, remember guys, there's lots of things that you should go ahead and actually question. Again, politics. Is it better to be a Democrat or a Republican? There's many more layers of this, but let's just say the majority. What do you want to be? The loser? The one side that picks this and you didn't get what you wanted? That's just conquer and divide. What's best for everything and everything? I did a video on that too, the left wing versus the right wing. Just think of the left wing right here. Okay, this is your perception. Okay, it's part of this bird, right? It's hooked on. And if it just has one wing going, what does it do? If bird flaps its wing, it just goes in circles. It's because it needs the other wing, but not running by itself. Remember, that's the right wing. But was it hooked to? It's hooked to the body of the bird. How about if you want to fly straight, you need both wings, and they got to be in tandem. You can't be doing this stuff. Okay, you got to fly, watch the birds, and we can learn a few things from nature. So what's Politics, remember, is not for what is right for one side or the other, but it's what's right for humanity and all things that we share this beautiful place with. Again, do you take a plane to go over the plane? Do you, I don't know, play around with water at all? Have you ever seen water bend to a circle? That's against the, thermal law, the laws of physics. It's against a lot of the ways, but the things that we hear about the mathematics and relativity. Remember, I just want you to think. Don't think you're so stupid. Use your sensors. Clean up your body. Remember, change your fuel supply. All I can do is, guys, tell you my perception. And my perception is looking into other people's perceptions. And I'm not saying anything because I used to be some of those perceptions too. Got some gray hairs here. Like I said, I'm going to be 58 in a couple days. And my perception at this time is nothing more than different than, of course, it used to be. And the perceptions that we all have are only based upon our body's clarity, cleanliness. It is. The body's a battery. And if it's your church, then it's time to clean up the church. Remember, how could anybody get overweight? How could you let yourself get that way? Remember, ask yourself that question. Look in the mirror. Do you not see that you are poisoning yourself? You're 20 pounds, 30 pounds, 40 pounds, 50 pounds, overweight, chubby, fat, obese, whatever it is, guys, look at it. Remember, I watch our videos on parasites. That's a category 2 parasite, body fat. What does it eat? Remember, where does it live? You can see where it lives. And do you have some of it? Well, there's 100 million people in the United States that are obese, and they've got a lot of this thing. It doesn't live just because it's living on air. It's living because you're feeding it. Remember, watch the videos on what it eats and how to safely reduce its power, reduce its mind-controlling power. Remember, your perception is that you're hungry or maybe they're hungry. Remember, your perception. Scientism or is it science? Remember, ask the question. We have cars sitting in the driveways there. This is another perception. Let's just look at this. Okay, the air, of course, is made up of 79% nitrogen, 0.02% or so of carbon monoxide, 2% carbon dioxide, 21.2%, remember, oxygen. So when you breathe in oxygen, right? What else is there? Remember, it's nitrogen's in the air. The most abundant piece here in the air is nitrogen. So that engine is breathing air, and I would call it an air engine. It's a combustible engine? Not really. The fuel in it is just a primer, isn't it? The gasoline or the diesel, the fuel, sort of like a gun bullet, and it's got a primer on the back, but the real power, could it be possible, is the nitrogen? Have you ever had an old school car? I used to have one. Used to have a little tank of nitrous oxide. It wasn't super fuel. No, it was just nitrogen and oxygen. And if you flip that little button, your car hauled arse. Might have blown it up too. Why? Because it couldn't handle the power of the nitrogen. Remember, nitrogen bombs. Nitrogen is power. Nitrogen fertilizer. The plants, nitrogen. It's in the air. We're breathing it right now. Wow. So could it be possible that that engine is an air engine? That would mean, of course, if that's an air engine and you have a rocket and it has to work in some form of air or particles, well, that would mean that any technology that we have that leaves this place, this air atmosphere, has to use air to push it through its thrusters and to be able to lift it off the ground, right? Isn't it so? So, if you take this technology, so-called, into the void atmosphere, what does that mean? Well, that's what they say the place up there is. It is in vacuum, right? Watch the movie Total Recall, right? In Mars. The whole body starts blowing up. Okay. Now, how could that air engine work without air? Remember, your engines run off of nitrogen. They run off of the air. What's in the tank, could it be possible, is just the primer. Could it be possible of a lot of things? How about the electricity that is, of course, flying up there behind me in that telephone pole. Is it really electricity? Could it be some form of high voltage frequency going from pole to pole with those little ceramic discs? Bzzz, goes to the next pole with those little discs. Bzzz, goes to the next pole. Bzzz, and it's maybe a vibratory system that then goes and maybe gets transformed through the transformer to turn into a power that is 60 cycles of now electricity. Before possibly just, well, maybe it was just high voltage resonance. You should look into a revisionist called Gerald Morin. Gerald Morin's an older guy, and he's been playing around with resonance. Everything is resonance. Everything is vibrating, and well, that would be a good thing to investigate. Remember, it's a good thing to investigate a lot of things now. A lot of things that are being thrown around. Remember, investigate everything. How about question everything? And when you do, what are you going to do? Now you have to navigate everything. Okay? You navigate everything. Anyways, I'm starting to get cold a little bit. Okay, so this video, remember, is just to let you think. Remember, don't fight your mind. I want you to, those are your beliefs. I want you to use your common sense if you have any. I want you to use your critical thinking if you have learned how to get it. I want you to get your mind thinking with discretion. I want you to have a lot of fun in actually remolding your body. Remember, in order to be able to have critical thinking, it means that we need to purge the body, purify the body, and rebuild the body. And don't forget, remineralize and re-nutrify the body. This machine needs certain things in it, whether you like it or not. Remember, I told you, the spiritual mind is in advance of the primal body. So, hats off to veganism. Again, I would look at that as a fast if you want to get away from eating all the prior things you were going to eat. And you're going to notice that your creatine levels are going to go down, and you're not going to notice the difference if you're not a peak performance athlete. You're not. It'll take you about 5 to 7 years for your body to be slowly demineralized. Yes, it will. You're not going to do the vegan diet right. And maybe there are some people that are doing it, but let's see what everybody looks at. Like I said, I'm not banging on veganism, guys. I'm just wanting the body to, the primal body, to be fed what it needs. I didn't say primal diet, I said the primal body. Remember, the body is run by the mind. The body needs the mind to function. And now the spiritual mind doesn't want sometimes to feed the body certain things, even an egg. Anyways, guys, you better change the way you perceive reality. If you do not like what you see, feel, hear, or touch, and look in the mirror at your life, change it up. Remember, that's everything we teach at Earther Academy. Upgrade, enhance, and optimize. Dissolve, wash, and re-nutrify. Rebuild, reset, and renew yourself. Okay? And I'm talking all of yourself. Each of your organs, remember, are separate entities. Your body is an entity. You can call it like the earth is Gaia. And your heart is an entity. Your liver is an entity. Your intestines are an entity with billions, trillions of entities that live inside the intestines. Your eyes are an entity. Each piece of you hooks into the supercomputer where the 5 senses here have been perverted. It's because they're all separate. We've done lots of videos on this. 5-sense reality. Balancing the brain hemispheres. Okay, these are all important things for you to know, that you do have other connections in this multiphasic, multidimensional, multifractional mind. I know it sounds crazy, guys, but remember, your perceptions cannot perceive what I'm trying to talk to you about. Remember, have you ever watched your breath? Have you ever seen the miracle of your own life? You're not breathing, it breathes. And you do the yoga or meditation to be able to slow your mind down enough to see the miracle of life, which is what? To watch yourself breathe, because you ain't breathing. And once you see that, it's now a different perception that you have on life. That's right, the body is mysterious. The next time, if you ever follow some of the parasite protocols, look and see in the toilet what you've pooped out. Fasting. You should see the demons that come out of people. The demons. And what are those? Those are the things that are not human DNA that live inside you. Those tapeworms, those nematodes, those creatures that come out of your body that are not human. And we're not even talking about nanobots or nanofibers or nanoparticles. That's a whole other story again. Remember, our perceptions are only changed by maybe critical thinking. And critical thinking means, in order for you to have that, you have to reduce the amount of parasites in your body, the amount of heavy metals in your body, increase the amount of good, clean water in your system, increase the amount of perspiration through sauna, through exercise, whatever it would be, cardio, okay, to let the poisons out of your skin. Follow the skin cleaning protocols, practices and principles. It will change your life. It just will. Look, I'm in the sun. Follow the sun protocols. I'm absorbing my D3. Okay? I know. So, I wasn't cold before. I had just got to chill. Remember, we're talking spiritual here. We're talking behind the veil. We're talking about this place that is a mystery. That's the number one thing that I want everybody to realize with their real eyes and hear with their real ears, that this reality, of course, is much different than what we've been told. When none of us know what it's going to be, so forget about this flat, this and that, but where I live, okay, where my sensors tell me that, well, I'm not moving anywhere, and I'm not sideways, I'm up and down, and everything's in the same alignment as my sensors are picking up at this time. And if I believe the other thing, okay, like I just did a headstand, remember, I was upside down. Does that make you so when you go to Australia, are you walking upside down? Okay? Centrifugal force, really. That would be that the middle of the ball, as it's spinning, remember, I'm just making you think, would be that whoever's in the middle is getting pulled to the center, really. Magnetic things, non-magnetic things, no matter if it's aluminum, no matter if it's a piece of styrofoam or plastic, non-magnetic with a mysterious story. Mysterious story. Okay, so remember, it's question everything. Does it make sense? And actually watch a lot of videos and have fun in remember, all secrets to be revealed at this time. And Jack Nicholson said a real famous quote in his movie, I think it was Top Gun. Okay, remember, I want the truth. Who was saying that? Okay, Tom Cruise, right? And what did Jack Nicholson say? Screaming at him, I want the truth. Yeah, I know. But he says, you can't handle the truth. Maybe not all at one time, but I can tell you this, quit wasting your time looking at a lot of different things until you really start to clean up your diet. Because if not, you're just going to believe what some other people believe. Don't believe anybody, don't believe me. I want you to use your sensors, not your senses. Your senses of what you've been told, what you've heard of, not what you've seen. Okay, not what you've seen. Have you seen anything that has to do with history? No, you have to believe. Have you seen the personificational figures in all religions? Have you seen them? No, you have to believe. Do they change the text of the story? Hundreds of times. What story do you want to believe? Again, do you believe in aliens, L-I-E-N-S? Do you believe that this place has extraterrestrial aliens? Well, we know you have intraterrestrial aliens inside your body, a bunch of demons. Okay, those are parasites, intraterrestrial, in the terrestrial beings. Could it be possible that there's extraterrestrial beings here? We're not talking about little guys with green eyes. How about there's more land here possibly, as a lot of people suggest? If this place is not what we're told, we don't know what it is, but could there be more space, more land? That would mean there's extraterrestrials, maybe in another puddle or another game here, another training ground, another place that has something else teaching those individuals in that specific realm. This realm, as you can see right now, if you really look at technology, I don't care if it's electricity. Remember, we explode everything, we don't implode anything. Implosion is something that was discovered, of course, for a long time, but Victor Schauberger, if you haven't looked him up, read his book called Living Energies by Colum Coates. Living Energies. And it's good for you to learn about the vortex. It's good for you to learn about helical, conical, spherical, and rotational movement of the wormhole. Everything follows this natural thing. 1.618 logarithmic spiral. Helical, conical, spherical, and rotational. What a beautiful thing to see the spiral of life. And everything follows this theme. The same as with the Fibonacci sequence. This is nature's technology. The 13 number sequence. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, 88, 144. 13 number sequence. What is this about? Well, that's how nature makes everything. Okay. So, does natural technology show itself everywhere? Of course it does. Remember, the miracle is right in front of your face. Yes, it is. Remember, you're not breathing, it breathes. This place is a mystery. I told you, even a blade of grass, because you don't know how it works. You may have paid to be a PhD in this type of, well, ideology, but no one knows how a seed grows. You can watch it grow. You can make a lot of names up, okay, on how things actually magically grow out of nothing. Like the Big Bang Theory. You came from nothing. You came from a monkey. Evolution theory, really, really. You came from a monkey. Okay. The theory of everything. The theory of the kidney, the theory of the heart, the theory of how my hair grows. Wow. Do we know anything other than just theory? I just want to know. So anyways, this is an interesting time of my life, is because the perceptions right now are being advanced. Is because the subtle body is now starting to realize and feel different things that it couldn't process before. My matrix before couldn't decode what it sees today. And it sees beauty is what it sees. It sees the miracle in a blade of grass. It sees the miracle in that bird flying and singing over there. It sees the miracle with all the lychee and the coconut trees and the bananas and everything around me that are specific species that actually have intelligent, bloody design. Intelligent design. Even a fly. Even the parasite in your belly has some form of intelligent design. Sure thing. You swallow an egg, it goes through into your body, it senses to see if you can house this creature. It bores a hole through your side of your intestinal tract and goes up your hepatic artery due to your liver, makes babies. It makes houses there and goes back into your bloodstream. Maybe now it goes to your gonads. Maybe then it goes to your heart, goes to your brain. And it makes a bunch of creatures inside your body and comes back to your lungs. You get what's called the proverbial sickness. You start spitting up a bunch of mucus and you swallow one of the other eggs of the different houses that this creature made within your house, your Game of Thrones. Now you swallow that egg from that area that started from an egg and went around the body and presented different, well, colonies within your body. These are very smart parasites. They're not stupid. They have intelligent design. You swallow that egg, now it turns into a tapeworm. Look at the life cycle of the tapeworm. Go ahead. Look at the life cycle of the beef tapeworm, fish tapeworm, pork tapeworm. These are just some of the ones. The rope parasite. Again. Okay. My legs are good. Cramping. Okay, so that's enough. Okay, remember, your perceptions sometimes are being overridden by other overlaid subroutines in your natural biology. So it's time to really remember, all secrets to be revealed at this time. And all I can do is recommend you to watch a lot of videos on revisioning. They're called revisionists. And a revisionist, like I said, is what? A person that is looking into all stories that have been told to us that actually, well, need to be looked into. Or others have looked into them, and I'm just curious to see what they say. Okay, I want to laugh. When I first started looking at these videos on not conspiracies, maybe truth-spiracies, is only because I found one of the things that I didn't agree with, and that led to another and led to another, and all of a sudden I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm actually, remember, I'm wanting to see the truth, the secrets, the lies, and deceptions. Remember, this is the constellation of Aquarius coming up, and all secrets to be revealed at this time is very important for all of us to be able to realize. Okay? Why? It's because it's going to be a new game, guys. Remember, this is a new game in the future. It sounds weird, but as you can see, there's going to be a change of energy here, or energy, as it's being done at this time. Technology is taking over all biology, is it not? Yes, it is. You can call AI parasite, is very powerful, so don't discount its power. Don't discount its power. Boy, the sun feels good. Oh, it feels so nice. There we go. So, anyways, wouldn't you like to change your perception? And I only want you to know that, well, changing your perception just means that you're going to have to clean up your act, cleaning up your body, okay, with a variety of protocols, and re-nourishing yourself. Remember, re-nourishing your body, your primal body. It needs re-nourishing. I don't care what kind of diet you're on. This body needs certain things to be able to thrive. And if you're not exercising, guys, well, that's fine. All you're doing is it's going to take you longer to get malnourished. And people that are peak performers, you need to have peak nutrition. Yes, you do. So, anyways, guys, like I said, we'll get into other videos later. But as it is right now, my perception is changing again on a lot of things. It's changing. For the better? I think so. As it always changes for the better for me. But a lot of people, remember, they change their perception, and their perception is very backwards. Why? It's because they believe. And there's nothing wrong with believing until you want to wake up from within the dream. Like Eckhart Tolle said, okay? Wake up within the dream and start seeing the dream for what it is. Wake up from within the dream. Remember, the body is a miracle. It breathes itself. It focuses its eyes itself. I don't even know how to speak or move my fingers. I just dream it and it just frickin' comes out. What a genius thing. 75,000, remember, miles of hose in this machine. In this machine. 75,000 miles of hose. Wow. So I just want you to know the God instrument. And God means that no one knows what it is. Remember, the real gods cannot be named. There's a lot of demigods. Shoot, I'm one, you're one. We're all demigods. And we're learning to be, I guess, either more godly, which means you just got to do a lot of good to yourself and maybe to this place, this realm. Start taking care of things, start nourishing things, start creating things. And lessen your destruction of things. Unless you're going to do something valid with that energy. Remember, all energy is, just like it says in the Avatar, all energy is exchanged here. Nothing dies, it just changes form. My body will die, and of course, it will turn back dust and ashes. If I don't get stuck in a coffin. No, I'd like to put myself in the ground here, wrap me with cloth, and plant a tree on top of me. And when you want to eat a little piece of me, then guys, you can eat the fruit from my womb of my plant, which of course is my DNA. This used to be practiced by many of the ancients. Remember, the ancients actually, we're just studying what the ancients have been saying. You'll even go back to your Bible. Remember, they even say this place, this realm is different than what you've been told. No one knows what the truth is, but I can tell you this. Remember, my perceptions have been bamboozled by a 5 cents reality. 5 cents reality means it's worth about 5 pennies. A 5 cents reality. And 5 cents reality is a pentagonic reality, and of course that reality, well, like I said, look, the Earth is supposed to be flying around the sun at 66,600 miles an hour, something like that, or 660,000 miles an hour, 666, whatever it is. The Earth is supposed to be at what, 23.4 degrees, like my heart's supposed to be 23.4 degrees. And if you minus that from 100, what do you get? 66.6, 666 again. Coincidental numbers. Yeah, no, when you're waking up, you can see this realm most of it is not human. Humans aren't that smart. And if it is human, remember, I'm just a machine. My body is just my garment, my flesh garment. But what lives inside this machine, that animates this machine, is like the Avatar. Okay, it's like the Matrix. It's going into one reality into another, and my body, of course, is just my vehicle. Look, I'm dreaming it to walk right now. The bird, he's singing. And he's dreaming to sing. He doesn't know how to sing, doesn't even know how to fly. He just watches something else fly, and of course he says, I want to do that too, and his program says you can, because it's intact. Remember, humans do not have their programs intact. Okay, I'm talking about your software programs. Did you know how to do anything when you came here? And would you know how to do anything if you weren't taught? So your software program has been cleaned slate. It's like having a really badass computer. That's the body, hard drives. And you have no software programs to run this badass computer. So you can see how we're very easily manipulated by software programs on top of software programs on top of subroutine programs on top of subroutine programs, until we become, after several generations, part of this sort of simulation of stories. It's just what it is. It's a simulation of stories. And a lot of the stories, remember, some of the ones that you think that are just entertainment are actually telling you the story, but they're telling it to you in some type of a way that makes you just think that that entertainment is just, well, for you to be able to marvel at how they can play around with things. Technology, CGI, okay? CGI. Look up at the heavens tonight, and that's what I call the heavens. Okay, look up in this beautiful place and notice as the Bible says, the firmament, okay? And as God does its handiwork on the firmament that never moves except for the 7 wandering angels. You call the planets, but how about called the luminaries, or the illuminated ones that actually travel around here, these sort of unknowable lights that blink like crazy, especially if you look at them with a 10-inch telescope like I have. Look at that up on the computer and just put in blinking lights. Look in Venus, look at Saturn. Sure, it's got a little ring on it. Look at Venus. Look and see the difference between the pictures that you get, okay, that are supposed to be real pictures, versus the, well, the reality of being able to have discernment. Remember, everything is CGI. I just want to see with the thousands of telescopes, okay, that they have everywhere, all over the planet. But then again, how about the couple of the ones they have up there supposedly? Why don't you just turn that baby around and check out the Earth here? I want to see the, I don't know, the cruise liner sitting sideways in the Hilo Harbor. I want to see the planes flying upside down over in Australia. I don't know. Wouldn't you want to? Be a good marketing campaign. Heck, I'm not going to Australia to go see the kangaroos or the koala bears. I'm going because I want to walk upside bloody down. That's why I want to do that. I think that'd be a cool thing. Remember, I'm walking sideways now, so guys, if you haven't been to Hawaii, forget coming here to just come to Hawaii, but come here to walk sideways. It doesn't do it. Anyways, yeah, maybe it does. Here, walking sideways. Well, no, it just changes it. Okay, guys, that's it. Rethinking reality. Remember, your perceptions as maybe an adult could be as activated as a 7th grade child, because they say that the mind doesn't really change after 6th grade. And the best part is that children, remember, all are so curious to know the truth. They want to know the truth about everything, and we as parents lie to them about Santa Claus. We lie to them about all these stories. And then they start to not believe us anymore, and maybe that's the truth that should be behold. You shouldn't maybe believe the stories that your parents teach you, and or maybe other people teach you, is because maybe we're just unconscious beings here that believe in just about every bloody thing. Again, waking up is really hard to do. Remember? Neil Sedaka, 1967. Breaking up is hard to do. That was something else. But waking up is really hard to do. And just because you read Eckhart Tolle's book doesn't mean you're waking up. No, it doesn't. It's letting you have some spirituality and make you think possibly a little different way, a different perspective, and that's a good thing. But in order for you to really be able to use your sensors, you have to be able to clean your body. If not, your sensors are perverted. And you will have senses of belief. Your senses will let you believe your truth. You will believe the lies, you will believe the secrets, or not want to look into them, and the deceptions. Remember, that's the last age. Okay? To confuse everybody, the world of confusion. Look at everybody confused. Think of it, biologically confused. Confused about their politics, confused about their diets, confused about maybe even, I don't know, how to clean their skin. Confused about just about everything. Okay, am I a boy or am I a girl? I'm confused. Am I supposed to believe in this because everybody else is believing? Am I supposed to believe the pharmaceutical commercials, how everything is so beautiful? And when we find out that, well, if you really read the ingredients, you'll say, why would I want to take this when you can get all these things? And especially when you find out, hey, it's a synthetic chemical. Take this synthetic chemical, think about it. It's not a medicine, okay? It's a recipe. Take this synthetic chemical, and the doctors don't know. They have no idea about this chemical. What, they read some journals? Come on, think about it. Think about it. Do the doctors really know what they're giving you? They know how to do, remember, plastic surgeons, man, thorax surgeons, all these different types of surgeons, they're genius. They are. Okay, anybody working in the emergency, but curative therapies, well, they do help some, but most of the people, they put them into a system of suffering. So remember, it's the quality of life we want. It's not the length or longevity of life with suffering. We want to live a quality life and be able to feel good so we can do good. Okay, guys, that's enough. My eyes are killing me on here. I got a bunch of grass in them from doing my upside down headstand. Okay, guys, so change your body, change your perception. If you change your body by cleaning it up, well, then it's good for you to be able to change your perceptions on just about everything. Remember, no one's here to tell you to believe anything. We just want you to investigate everything. Why? Because it's the time to do that. Remember, to reveal all secrets at this time. And there's a lot of people on this journey right now. They're looking into just about bloody well everything. And that's a good thing. Why not? As darkness cannot hide itself, and or maybe darkness wants to show itself, then the light will shine through and reveal itself. And of course, this sort of weird darkness has no power. Philosophical, but it's true. Open up the shutters and let the light come in. And I'm just talking your consciousness, guys. Okay? Don't believe, and don't be so rigid in your thoughts right now. Don't be so rigid in the way you think. Have a flexible mind is because you're going to need it. You're going to need a flexible mind just to be able to see some of this truth. Just some of it. So, anyways, we will see you on the next video. And I'm looking behind me. Okay. Here's a good one for you to look up. Look up ship going over the horizon, okay, with a telescope. And look and see. Remember, do you think that ship goes over the edge and starts going sideways? With your perception, remember, your perception of what you see is what your eyes will tell you the truth is. But get a telescope. Now I want you to look at that ship. Bring it back. Bring it back online. Shoot, I went to Maui over here, or excuse me, to the north end of Hawaii, which is this way, Hawaii, and I looked out with my telescope, and I can see people 90 miles away, okay, with boats in the harbor. Boats sitting right in front of the beach. That's impossible. 8 inches squared per mile. Okay, remember, look at the circumference curve. Anyways, it's just for you to think. Whatever it is, remember, we don't know what this place is. All we know, it's an intelligently designed realm. And we as Earth species are supposed to add to this place, not destroy it. So just sort of think about that too. Remember, become an Earth steward. That means you'll have to, remember, respect everything and anything that basically shares this place with us. Wow. What a beautiful thing. Okay, my plumbers are looking at me. They're all finished. Aloha. Whew, what a beautiful day. Yowzum. There we go. Where I'm standing, flat as a pancake. All right, aloha.